So you want to invest in Web3 but you don't know what tokens to buy, you can use SwissBorg's thematics instead. They select a collection of the best performing Web3 tokens and rebalance them upon performance. So you don't need to worry about going all in on an absolute steaming turd. Sounds good to me. SwissBorg.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's get straight into it. I've got my 3-year-old behind me on her tablet, so be prepared to be rudely interrupted. But there's not a great deal to say other than the same old with traditional markets. Obviously crypto is where the fun's at, but obviously there's your euro doing the same as we've expected, exactly as expected. This is the interesting one here. So yesterday we were looking at this coming to the 50 exponential. And yet again, a retest of the 50 exponential again, recognized the golden cross, 50 exponential, and kapow, all the way up. A really big move there for the S&P. That was a 2% move, all in a single day from a 50 exponential moving average. Reminds me a little bit of our friend Bitcoin doing the same thing. It took a little longer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retests of this 50 exponential and up and away. So the strength is still within the trend here. So obviously golden cross all the way back down here, and that is a retest of a 50. And so yeah, it looks good. I have to say, everything still looks good. Now we're above this Bollinger Band center for Bitcoin being 29,000. A retest of that, and then back up again to a new local high into the 30,000 seems pretty realistic, to be honest with you. We've danced around the 30,000 these last 2 days. Actually peaked that 30,000 the other day and had that huge epic liquidation on both sides. But like I said yesterday, focus on the body, not the wick. The wicks tell a story, and what these stories tell us is that there was buyers and there was sellers. There was liquidations on both sides, but the candle body remained green. So basically, we focus on the fact that we did close higher than the previous day's candle body. So as far as I was concerned, really, that's the main thing to focus on. Just this little tiny portion of price action, which is just another green candle. So yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest look, I have to say. It's known as a spinning top. It generally would move in either direction, but as it closed green, then yeah, I was more optimistic, and look, there we go. So, but more or less trying to reclaim that 30,000, or at least tag it once again. So we'll just have a quick look at the 4-hourly for any kind of dwindling momentum on here. Not really, not yet, because we haven't formed a higher high, so this can't be classed as bearish divergence. But as far as the moving averages are concerned, above all major moving averages, all trending up, avoided the death cross. This is really bullish to see that. So you know, we don't try and play anything until we see it happen. If we saw a death cross, we'd still expect to move into it as a bearish retest and then move down. We didn't even get the death cross, and anybody who was looking for it and expecting it has been liquidated to the max. So the next signal that we'll be looking for on this one is an itchy cloud signal. It'll be a conversion baseline cross above the cloud with a cheeky span above the cloud as well. So we need to see closures, to be honest with you, just short of 30,000 at the moment. This cloud is getting smaller and smaller. So over the next 48 hours or so, I will say. So let's measure this cheeky span out. So about the next 48 hours, closures above 30,000 to 29,000 towards the end of that time span would likely cause, and we'll have to see when we get it. So remember, only place signals that are actually present on the chart. Don't expect them like anyone who was expecting a death cross and trying to play it before it happened. We'll wait for the signal to be generated, but you know, obviously you and me and most of us have been in on Bitcoin since at least the 21,500 where we bought back in after buying the bottom and selling the 19,500. It's been a very decent portion of price action for the majority of this year, which does make me think that we are going to go to a consolidation soon. A bit more of a longer drawn out consolidation, but at the moment the charts don't present that kind of behavior. And yeah, these shakeouts, these liquidation events are only that. They're not really anything other than that. Not right now. Focusing on the weekly, the 10 exponential caught it as well. So lots of major supports here that are all being respected on the moving averages. So 50 exponential on the daily, 10 exponential on the weekly. And yeah, the next major thing would be moving up in towards the 32,000. Again, you know, histogram above the 0 point, no bearish divergence. Everything's looking pretty good for continuation, at least to that 32,000. And we'll see where we go from there. All very nice. Altcoins being dragged up with with Bitcoin too. So that's nice to see that we're getting, everybody's benefiting to an extent. So this will take us nicely to the total 2, which again, on the Patreon and generally on this channel, talk about golden retests or golden cross retests all the time. So we actually finally got that in the liquidation event, didn't we? So the liquidation event that took place a couple of days back with that big mega wick up and down, I actually tagged that 200 exponential for the first time since we had the golden cross back down here. We did have a baby retest here, and that was decent. Playing these golden cross retests have proved to be very profitable for all the charts that we've spoken about, whether it's gold, euro, S&P, or whatever. Bitcoin, a lot. They've all yielded decent moves, and the total 2 actually from there did a 17.5% move. So now, thinking about the way that the market looks, we've retested it here. We'll measure it from the golden cross itself. Up to that level, we're talking another 17% move. But really, that is not the main move. I'd be looking for a move towards up here, inevitably, to be honest with you, which is about a 50% move, give or take. So I think that this trend is going to continue up. I think that the market's going to continue up, and the only thing really to focus on for sort of major downside is going to be our domino effect. The way that we look at the euro, and the euro on the daily is not looking bearish. It's still continuing with this slow and steady uptrend. It's slowing, definitely slowing. The S&P actually finding a decent bounce here so far, so good, with no bearish divergence either, and obviously Bitcoin. Doesn't really look too tired after that mega bounce. So I think that everything will continue to trend up for the time being. And we will try and monitor this, I suppose, on the shorter term time frames to see any weakness that's brewing. And until we make a new high on this, we can't consider this to be weak. We can just consider this to be a significant bounce after this liquidation event, which from what I understand was like a giant sell that was put through from Silk Road money, but I could be wrong. I don't really know. And to see something like that, just a rejection from there like that is, I mean, it's kind of unusual. I have to say, it's unusual. But the rebound itself and the fact that the charts remain strong looking at this level is probably the main thing to take home on what we see here. So generally, up and away for pretty much all that I can see. We'll wait for American markets to open. It is a Friday. It's usually a bit of a lame day, but I think with the strength of crypto at the moment, I think only up is the key, really. I don't really see any reasons to doubt that. So maybe I'll see you on the Patreon live stream tonight. If you want to join, there's links in the description below. The Telegram's free. So join me there. Otherwise, hope you have a nice day and a good weekend, and take it easy.